Yo, it's Hayden. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I apologize for not getting it out sooner. These past few weeks have been a lot for me, and I've just been trying to process everything. Today, I want to take some time to reflect on how far I've come and share a few thoughts that have been on my mind. Recently, I've been streaming on Twitch a lot, and honestly, it's been incredible. I've met so many amazing people through the game Marvel Rivals, which is what I mainly stream. I can't even explain how grateful I am for all the recent interactions I've had meeting bigger streamers, connecting with new friends, and just feeling a sense of community I never really had before. One streamer who's helped me out tremendously is Shuiz. I first met Shu in a ranked game back in late March. We played against each other in one match in which my team ended up winning. The next game we were on the same team, but we ended up losing. Fast forward to late April, I came across a video titled, "How to Get So Good at Spider-Man It Feels Like Smurfing." I recognized the name and realized I had played against Shu about a month ago. So I checked out his Twitch stream and he happened to be live. I hopped in his chat like, "Yo, I didn't know you were a streamer." From that day on, I started hanging out in his chat and getting to know him more. Watching his stream for a while eventually led me to meeting other people in the community, and that turned into us playing quick play games together. From then until now, this whole experience has honestly been one of the greatest joys I've had in a long time. It's crazy to me how something as small as a random match can lead to meaningful connections. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Life, growth, and what it really means to keep going. Before I get into why I'm really making this video, I want to talk about where I come from and who I am. Ever since I was a little kid, my dream was to make videos. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I just knew I wanted to create. That creativity inside me grew into a passion for filmmaking, storytelling, and content creation. But before I even got here, I had to go through some really challenging times. All throughout my life, I felt isolated. I never really got along with other kids unless they had the same interests as me. Sure, I had moments of semi-notoriety in school, but I was never truly close to anyone except a few people. Around middle school, I developed depression, which only got worse in high school. I've dealt with depression for a majority of my life, and there were times where I felt nihilistic and even suicidal because I never seemed to fit in. I was basically an outcast. Nobody saw the world the way I did, and that made me feel extremely alone. On top of that, I'm extremely introverted and reserved, so connecting with people was already hard for me. When life got hard, I felt deeply emotional, but I couldn't show it. In today's world, the idea of a guy crying is often frowned upon, so I did what most guys do, bottled it up all inside. Looking back, that was one of the worst things I could have done, but at the same time, it was the only way I knew how to cope with the pain. When I was younger, I came off as cold and nonchalant, not because I didn't care about people, but because I just didn't show my emotions. And funny enough, back then, that mentality made me seem mysterious to people. I remember in middle school, some of the most popular girls from other schools wanted to talk to me, and I think it was because I didn't seem to care. I had no idea what my purpose was yet, and people probably found that intriguing. Reflecting on that, it's funny to think about those back in my day moments. But even now, from middle school to high school to today, I've always struggled to open up emotionally, especially about personal struggles. Sharing what I'm going through has always felt hard because the fear of judgment is real. I didn't want to seem weak, annoying, or clingy, and honestly I still feel this way sometimes, depending on the person. I think a lot of people feel this way too, especially in spaces like streaming, where you're constantly being perceived. And to be real with you, lately I haven't been feeling the greatest. I won't go into too much detail, but things just haven't been going my way. But as I've wandered the planet for many years, I'm aware that these emotions are normal and everyone experiences bad days. No one should feel ashamed for feeling down. People go through loss, grief, sorrow every single day, and it's a natural cycle in this life. We have all gone on horrible loss streaks, double support ulted, played in front of the tanks and got punished for it. Everyone has fuck-ups, but we shouldn't let it define who we are. That's why one of the many joys I find in life that I find comforting is that as long as you are alive, you can start over as many times as you want. We should take comfort in the idea that you can always learn, you can always try again, and you can always become better. The beauty of self-improvement isn't in the journey, it's in the destination. But if I'm being honest with you, that's easier said than done. Because for most of my life, I felt like that no matter what I do, I fail at trying to better myself, like I'm never enough. Maybe it's because of my bad habits, maybe it's because I get too comfortable, maybe I don't truly value change. I've tried desperately to break bad habits, but I've always fallen back into temptation, and that hurts. But I've learned something important. It's not about how many times you stumble, it's about how many times you get back up. And if you keep going, you can't fail, because the only real failure is giving up completely. And yet, even with that mindset, as much as I preach bettering yourself, I've always struggled with one thing my entire life: the feeling of not belonging. Some days I truly feel like I don't matter, like I'm better off alone. Maybe it's because I sabotage myself, rejecting myself before others can reject me, if that makes sense. And even when people show up for me, my brain fights it. I can't understand it. I can't wrap my head around the idea that people genuinely care about me. And it feels weird knowing people worry about me, think about me, want to hang out with me, like me. It's like, what do you mean you enjoy talking to me? What do you mean you don't think I'm ugly or stupid? I just don't see what they see in me. When I'm with friends, we laugh, we vibe, everything feels great. But when I'm alone, those doubts creep in. Why do they like me? What do they see in me? And honestly, I'll never understand how I look through someone else's eyes. This also ties into relationships. For a long time, I've always felt unlovable. Every relationship I've had in high school ended badly. Most lasted no more than 2 or 3 months. I was even cheated on once. Looking back, I think I was the problem, not because I was toxic, but because I cared too much, too soon. I got emotionally invested and talked about the future too early. And when you go through experiences like that at a young age, it can genuinely traumatize you. It makes you believe that no matter how good you are to someone, they'll leave eventually. And that belief has stayed with me for as long as I remember. That's why dating feels so hard now. I feel like I can't connect with anyone, like nobody will ever truly understand how I think or who I am. And honestly, because of those past experiences, dating almost feels pointless to me now. And that trauma has scarred me for life. And I don't think I'll ever look at dating the same way again. But at the same time, I'm also very grateful for those experiences, because they've taught me what I truly want in a partner. And I'm someone who loves deeply and gives everything to my partner. That's just who I am. So yeah, it makes sense that I feel nervous about trying again. But I know this: I'll never stop loving with everything I've got, no matter how many times I get hurt, because I just can't give up. I genuinely believe there is someone out there for me, and I'm not going to give up on that feeling. Usually, I wouldn't talk about stuff like this with anyone, because I always think, what's the point? It feels pointless to vent because I think, what can they even do about it? Do they even care? And when you think like that for so long, you start isolating yourself. But for me, making videos like this is, in a way, therapy. It's a way to express my raw thoughts without dumping everything on one person. It's a way to get things off of my chest and maybe connect with someone out there who feels the same. Maybe someone watching this will feel a little less alone. And even with everything I've been through, all the doubts, all the pain, I still believe that maybe I was made to love instead of being loved. And if that's the case, I'm okay with that, because as long as I can make others happy or give someone hope, then I've fulfilled my purpose. Streaming and playing Marvel Rivals has honestly been a blessing for me. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a distraction during some hard times, but also a source of joy. 2024 and 2025 haven't been easy for me so far, but I know I'll come out stronger on the other side. One thing I realized is that we romanticize the good old days, but if we're being honest, those days weren't perfect either. Nostalgia just makes us miss certain eras of our lives because we know we'll never get them back. But instead of living in the past, I want to focus on the present and the future. Moving forward, I have a lot planned. I'm treating this as a hobby, not something full-time, because honestly, I don't see myself streaming as a career. But for now, I love the engagement, the conversations in chat, the jokes, the trolling. It's fun. And I appreciate every single person who stops by. I don't see viewers as NPCs, I see them as real people, and I value that. And of course, being a streamer does come with the drawbacks. Trolls, haters, bots, but I'm not someone who bans people for disagreeing with me. If you're still listening to this video, I just want to say one thing that I believe. Always stay respectful, even if someone disagrees with you, even if they challenge your ideas, respect will always matter. I know I've rambled a lot, but everything I've said comes from a real place. Everyone should be self-reflective no matter who you are. What do you want to promote? How do you want to be remembered? What is your purpose in life? These questions you should ask yourself at least once in your lifetime. My greatest advice for anyone who wants to thrive in this world and find their purpose is to undoubtedly be yourself. Hands down, just be yourself. Never be afraid to express how you truly feel. Never let people tell you that you can't do this and that. Your mind is the only thing limiting you from succeeding. Whatever it is you want to do in your life, pursue that. Find whatever it is that gives you that spark, whatever makes your eyes light up, whatever lifts you up and makes you feel passion like you've never felt before. To create art, not because you feel like you should, but because you want to. Never stop expressing your raw thoughts and ideas to the world. Because trust me when I say this, the world needs more people like you. Every one of you is special in your own unique way. So own that, believe it, channel it, be the change you want to be in this world. I would like to end this rant off by speaking on what this whole video is really about, and that is appreciation. Never in my life have I felt so warm and included by a group of strangers I have met online. It truly feels like everything in my life has led up to this moment, and frankly, it has. I'm sure you've all heard me say before how grateful I am, but I promise I will never give it up. The reason I'm so grateful for these opportunities and connections is because of what I've been dealing with throughout my entire life. It finally feels like a door just opened and new opportunities are constantly arising. It's ineffable trying to describe how I feel and why I'm feeling it. And I know my IRL friends know how much this means to me. They know how long I've been grinding and pursuing content creation in general. They truly deserve all the love and support, because they've been there for me for as long as I can remember. It really feels like it's my time now. And I do plan at some point to open up further about my IRL life and share my art that I make outside of my online life. But that's a story for another day. Words cannot describe how grateful I am for all of you. All the beautiful people I've met in my life, inside and out. You are truly all beautiful. Even if we bicker, argue, banter, troll, it doesn't matter. I share a lot of appreciation for you all. I seriously cannot fathom what my life has become anymore. It's truly amazing how things can change for you if you just keep grinding and working on your passions. For anyone out there that aspires to be somebody someday, you can truly do it. Moving forward, I want to be a kinder, stronger person. I want to be someone that people can confide in, with no judgment, just pure understanding and honesty. I aspire for people to be that person that offers to sit with a lonely classmate at lunch, because I was that lonely classmate at lunch. I aspire to be that change the world needs, and I hope you find this conversation inspiring as well. I genuinely appreciate everyone who I've met so far, but this is just the beginning. Thank you.